Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is our second video for SDSU's Interior Architecture Virtual Lab. Today, we're going to be working on AutoCAD again, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more. Bear with me here for this video and the next one because, and don't hate me for this, we're going to be spending it on page setup again. So there's this video, one more video on page setup, and I know some of you getting antsy, you wanted to draw or whatever, but I really stress this over the head, and I kind of am reiterating it so much because it is just so important to know these fundamentals. When you go on to your professional career, and people are like, "Oh, do you know CAD?" You wanna say, "Oh yeah, you have CAD as a marketable skill. You have all these programs as marketable skills: Revit, SketchUp, Photoshop." But if you don't even know how to manipulate the settings, you're really gonna find yourself in a world of hurt when you actually get into that professional office, because they're gonna have all sorts of little things they're giving you, and you're gonna need to know how to manipulate these settings to match those parameters. And if you don't, they're gonna know you're kind of like you don't know what you're doing, like day one. um, so that's why we're spending this extra time on page setup, and I'm really trying to give you guys great videos that are going to show you how to actually make these programs work for you. Because by just learning the good habits from the beginning, they're going to make you that much stronger at the end, because then you're going to be in the habit of working with these really handy techniques that you're going to know that a lot of people just don't really know. And this is kind of the difference between just jumping into a program and knowing how to draw a line and actually knowing what you're doing on the program you're working with. So this video, we're going to be focusing on the 3 different types of save files you can find in AutoCAD. We're going to be working in how to set custom units or dealing with specific units. And we're also going to look into how to set the 2 types of grids on AutoCAD, the regular grid and the snap grid, which is an invisible grid that your cursor uses. So I'm going to show you how to kind of move into those advanced ones. For the video after this, we're going to spend the video after this looking at layers. We're going to spend it looking at like annotative stuff, so dimension lines, how to set up your dimension lines, how to set up your text, and maybe even how to save everything as a template so that you can just use it without ever having to set it again. To do those things, once we've done those things, I should say, then we'll jump into drawing and kind of doing some of the crazier things here. So first things first, we're going to look at the 3 types of save files. So there's the basic one almost everyone is familiar with, which is the DWG file. So if you hit save, it should say drawing1 .dwg. That's just a regular drawing file. So let's just call this as a page setup. I'm going to save this to my desktop save file. So let's save it there. You can save it to wherever you save your AutoCAD files. And now let me go into my save file and I'll show you this here. So in the save file, you can see here I have a page setup DWG file. So this is just saying, okay, yeah, this is your regular drawing file. I'm going to show you a different thing, which is the backup file. So if you go back to your AutoCAD, just hit the same save button, just a regular save button, and go back to your save folder, and you will see this appears. It's called page setup.back. So basically what your backup file is your backup file is your previous save than the one you just did. So if you hit the save button again, the save as will then become the backup, and then the new save will become the drawing file. And that's always the case. So every time you hit a save as file, that becomes a drawing file. Any save after that becomes the new drawing file, and your previous one becomes the backup. So just to break that down. So that's kind of that basic file there. We're going to go back to our AutoCAD now. Oh no, did it show you the save file last time? I think so. Just in case it didn't show you, this was the regular drawing file. Once you save it again, this is the backup file it shows. I'm not sure if my Zoom actually made the swap over there, so just to show you. go back to my AutoCAD now. So the second type of file they have is called, if you actually go to the A here and you hit new drawing, it's called a drawing template or DWT file. So these are template files, and template files are very similar to what we did in the last video. They're very similar to workspaces. The difference is they don't deal with just toolbars. Workspace is more so preset toolbars to make your just like your toolbar interface really easy. Templates are actually to make your drawings, to save advanced setting on your drawings. So a template will save the type of unit setup you have. They'll save your annotative things, like they'll save your dimension line presets. They'll save your text presets. You can even do things like certain like if you get hired for a firm and stuff, they might have a template file they want you to use, and it'll have like their specific title block. Like it'll have a title block with the firm's name or the company's name, the project name, the date, that you can just start drawing from that template, so you don't have to build a title block every time. And so that's why templates are super handy to have. Is I'll teach you how to do this later. We'll set up a template with, once we've done all these page setups, we'll save it as a template, and from then you can just always start your new projects from that template, and it'll always have a nice title block. It'll have all your annotative settings saved, and every time you go to print, it'll just look like this beautiful, like well executed title block that literally took you no time because you only set it up once, right? So that's the DWT file. The third file is called a DWS file, and it means drawing standard file. And basically what it is you can set almost the same thing. You can set your presets, like you can set your annotative style, your units. But what it's actually used for is like a cross-reference file. So if you get like a collaborative file, like from someone in the UK, and they're using different units than we use here in the States, you could use your standard file, and it'll basically standardize whatever's in that drawing to your settings. So it's pretty handy. Automatically, it'll change everything. So that's a pretty handy file. So now that we've done that, let's go show you how to set up these units. So as I showed you before, you can change this to architectural, but this is preset architectural. So I believe right now it's at like 1/2 or 1/16 or something. If you want to get specific, you can actually type in units and hit enter. And you can see precision. This is the nearest rounding it'll do. So you can round this all the way to the 1/256th of an inch. So this is for extremely technical things. Or you can go to an eighth, a fourth, a half. Right now, a 16th is probably good. So right now we're saying architectural units round to the nearest 1/16th of an inch. And this is where it's set to inch. Once you hit done that, just go ahead and hit OK. Just wanted to show you where that's at. So if you need to change it to a half or a fourth, you can do so. So next we're going to tackle the grid. This is our major grid line. Bear with me because I know on Zoom, some of the really small grid lines don't show up. If you don't see that, if you don't see the small lines on mine, don't worry. They should be on yours. Also, sometimes like you'll see my window kind of spaz out. I don't know why, but when I have Zoom running and this is on, it does that sometimes. But as you can see here, our grid is kind of, we have just this large stuff. Like we don't really know what the preset's at. So we really want to kind of specify this rather than just leave this kind of open. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to tell AutoCAD what type of canvas we're working on. Like how big is this canvas? Are we working on a computer-sized piece of paper? Are we working on a blueprint-sized piece of paper? Like where are we working? So to do that, just to kind of constrain that page, let's say for this sake, we're going to be working on like a piece of computer paper, or maybe like a blueprint paper. Maybe we'll do 24 by 18 or something. So let's type in limit is the command. You'll hit enter. And what is it says, what is the lower corner, or specify the lower corner. Right now it's saying it's at 0 and 0. So that's the coordinate point. So it's just saying this is where our left corner is. That's fine. You can just hit enter. The next one is the upper right. So it's talking basically like pretend my cursor is the other side of the paper. It's saying, where do you want this other corner? So we're kind of stretching this out like this, and it's telling it how big our canvas is going to be. So let's call it let's call it 18-inch, and it goes left to right and then up and down. So maybe let's go 24-inch, actually. 24-inch. Let's do 24, comma. Notice when I hit comma, it locks it in. You see that? And then I'll say 16. Enter. And it looks like nothing happened, but it did. It's because our grid right now is on infinite grid. So to change that, we're going to type in grid, display, and you'll see grid display there. Hit enter. Right now, our value is 3. It basically means like it's an infinite grid right now. If you hit 0, it's going to confine our grid to the limits we specified or the boundaries we specified. So hit 0, enter, and there you go. That's our blueprint sheet, our 18 by 24-inch sheet of paper. You see that? So the next thing I'm going to edit is for our drawing purposes. These are really big. Like this is, well, one, it's divided by 5 subsquares. So on mine, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on Zoom, but on your AutoCAD, you should see there's 5 little subsquares in between these big squares. Like inside, there's 5 little ones. That's a weird division. So we're going to tackle that, and we're also going to tackle how big these squares are. So go ahead to change this. We're going to type in grid, just grid, hit enter. So grid spacing, it's saying specify your grid spacing. So right now it's at 1/2 of an inch. I think let's go to 1/4 of an inch, I think is better. And if you notice, our grid lines got a lot smaller. There's still 5 subdividing squares. So to change the 5 subdividing squares, we're gonna hit grid display, or I mean just grid, not grid display, just grid, enter. You're gonna hit M. Now, if you see down here, the blue letter in the front is like the short key. So for major, all I have to do is type in M and I can hit enter, or snap S, whatever. We're doing major, so just hit M, enter. And here you'll see grid, enter the number of grid divisions per major grid line. So the major grid lines are these big squares you see. Like this is a major grid line, and this is a major grid line. These are minor grid lines in the middle. So we're changing how many division segments there are in between each major grid line. Right now you can see it's 5. That's representing our 5 boxes. Just change it to 4. And there you go. So now this is divided by like 1/4 inch grids. So each box is 1/4 of an inch. So that we know each major grid line is an inch, and then you know each little box is 1/4. So now that that's set, I'm going to show you there's 3 grid displays you can have. The one we're on is 0, which is limiting our grid to our sheet of paper. The next one is an infinite grid, and that is grid display 1. So if you type in grid display and then you type in 1, you'll see it's an infinite grid again. Now the third option is grid display and enter 2. This looks exactly the same as our sheet of paper, but it's different. And it's hard to tell it's different with what we have set right here as our small ones. But basically what this does, so you know for the future, you're not going to be able to see the difference on this sheet, but so you know for the future, it's basically an adaptive grid. So when you zoom in, you're going to see the little boxes. But when you start zooming out, the little boxes will disappear and you will only see major grid lines. So that's kind of what grid display 2 is. So for this purposes, we're going to leave it on grid display 0. Just to confine it, make it simple. And the final thing we're going to look at today is our snap grid. So a snap grid is an invisible grid on top of this grid. And what that invisible grid does is it makes it so that your cursor can infer to different areas on this without actually having to measure. So to turn your snap grid on, at the very bottom, there's this little snap mode off. If you actually click that and turn snap mode on, your invisible snap grid is now on. Now, if you take a line tool and you click, you'll notice my cursor is jumping every 2 boxes. Every 2 minor boxes, my grid will jump. So that means if we know each box is 1/4 inch, my snap is on a 1/2 inch snap grid. So I don't really want 1/2 inch. I think that's too much. But you can see if you read the highlighted number, it's saying 1/2 inch for one snap, and then 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch. So you can see why we changed this grid to an inch. So to change our snap grid, type in SN for snap, hit enter, and you'll see right there it says 1/2. Specify snap spacing. And right now it's at 1/2. I only want this at maybe 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do 1/4 and I'll hit enter. Actually, no. I'm going to do snap SN, hit enter. Let's change it to 1/8. That's every half box. So that's good. So now if you try it, every half of a minor box, I'll snap. So this lets me get a lot more specific with my measurements, and I don't necessarily have to type it in. I could like kind of infer and just look around. So it's pretty helpful. If you ever want to turn these off, you could also just toggle them here at the very bottom. You could turn your snap grid off. You could turn your regular grid off. You could turn them back on. So that's how you set up your units, your primary grid, and your snap grid. And those are the 3 different types of save files. Later, next video, I'm going to show you how to save these as a template. We're going to look at dimension lines, how to set up your dimensions, and how to set up your annotative scales, how to save a template and reload a template. Thanks for staying with me through these videos, bearing with me on these page setup ones, and I look forward to drawing with you very soon. See you next time. Bye.